Okay, so I'll start then. Are you guys developers? You are, and you are too. Good, because this talk I is kind of meant for developers, and I don't want to talk just about Vexel. Of course, like if you are interested, we can talk in the end. I won't be able to fill the whole 45 minutes, but I think I want to go kind of beyond Vexel, and I want to talk more about the UX and the approach to how to actually what we really need in I feel like in Bitcoin or this like private apps like you know space. We need to get more users. I feel like we have a lot of proof of concepts, but sometimes the apps that we create are kind of discouraging to users who are not really neck deep in the ecosystem. So first, I'll start with who I am. I'm tech lead at Vexel. Together with we are like two developers there, two core developers. So together with my colleague, we wrote the app. So I know the app inside out, and I've been coding for over 10 years. Started with Java, moved to Node. I've written my fair share of C code, is kind of like secret. Don't tell anyone because it sucks, of course. Um, I really like anarcho-capitalism, kind of the ideology, although I can't really, argue with, guys who really study it and stuff. But I like the idea behind it, and I'm kind of artistic person at heart, and I think it's very kind of. I feel like a lot of coders, a lot of developers are also kind of arty people because there is something similar in like creating art and creating code, I would say, although many people don't think that. I think there is some similarities when you're writing code and the code is kind of nice or the solution is pretty elegant. It's very similar to actually like I don't know playing an instrument or drawing something. Okay, but let's move into the intro what this talk is about. I won't be presenting a new technology here. I won't be giving overview of something that's like some new crazy library or privacy tool that you can use in your projects. I will be talking more about the mindset of how to create apps that people actually use and why it's important to actually create apps that people use and why that is challenging, especially for us developers who are really focused on privacy, and we understand why it's important and uh, why people why we need a world where we are free, right, and where we are not surveilled, and so yeah. And then I'll be talking a bit about Vexel, about our solutions. Again, I don't want to shill Vexel here at this presentation, but I'm also kind of proud of our technical solution, and I think it might be inspiring for you, especially the approach that we chose. And yeah, so that's that's the talk. Let's move forward. So who are we? And this question is like, who are we in this room? The developers who are uh, privacy aware, developers around Bitcoin. We care about privacy, right? We know why it's important to uh, to to have freedom in a world, and why like we use Bitcoin because of that, right? We don't want to be told what we should or shouldn't do, and we understand this, and because of this, we usually sometimes we pay a lot of like we are willing to pay price for apps that are privacy oriented. Um, Even like we can illustrate that on Bitcoin. It's still more complicated to pay with Bitcoin than to pay with credit card, right? It's like we can, of course, it's like it's easy if you know what are you doing, but it's still like with credit card you just like put it next to the terminal and it's done. With Bitcoin, sometimes it breaks. Even with Lightning, sometimes the payment is stuck in transit. And it happens especially when you are trying to show this to someone, right? It's like it never works. But yeah, we are, but we don't care because we believe in it and we believe in the ideology of the of Bitcoin and of apps around it. But again, we pay price for that. Like how many of you do you guys have Raspberry Pi at home running on your right? And were you fixing it in last like 3 months? Did it break? Yeah, and you were probably doing it until 1 p.m. a.m. Sorry, right? So it's like, yeah, this is not what normal people do, right? I mean, I love it. It's fun, but most people they don't understand this. They don't want to go. They don't want to like put the effort in, and I feel like we need to be aware of that. If we are building apps, we tend to tolerate more than normal people than non-devs, right? And but we are in a war with other apps, with other solutions that might not be private, that might not be anonymous, right? Again, if we compare this to Bitcoin, we are in a war with banks, right? In a sense, if we compare this, we can also make the comparison between I don't know X and Noster, Plebster, something like that. It's much harder to use those privacy-aware solutions, and the thing is that we are not building apps that are just in that don't need users. We are not building like single-player games that like if the game is good, like if not many people use it, it's fine. The game still works. That's not what we are doing. We are connecting people, right? That's what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is like a way to connect people, to kind of allow people to communicate more effectively. And I feel like that's the core of almost all of the apps that are being created in this space. So the more users we have, the more impact we have, and the better we can fight for a world where we are without surveillance, and a world where we are free, right? And we need to keep that in mind, because again, it matters. It matters that we have users and that we think about this. And I'm not saying that prototypes and proof of concepts and that they are bad, but I feel like a lot of developers kind of get stuck in this. Okay, I created this really cool proof of concept that works, and now you can, whatever, you can pay here on this website in this way, and it's like super cool. It's private, but there are so many little UX kinks, UX like stuff that you need to deal with that normal users won't be able to put up with it. And what I want you to think about more is like, can we do at least something to really make it easier for other users to and even like privacy geeks, non-programmers, non-technical users to make it at least a little bit easier for them to use it in the real world. And now let's get to the example of Vexel. Do you know what Vexel is? So I can skip this. I can probably skip this slide, right? Okay, oh yeah, we all know. So let me skip it. Let me actually describe the social network. How does it work, and what's the challenge behind it, right? So in Vexel, you publish the offers to your social network. It's not like Bisq, for example, where you can publish an offer or listing. Basically, you publish it, and everyone sees it. In Vexel, I think that's the core idea. You publish it into your network. And we use phone numbers for that, which is on the first side, it might be questionable decision because we are saying we are private, right? We are, but I can see where this kind of like illusion of okay, but why do you need your my phone numbers and my kind of contact list, where it comes from? So in Vexel we have, let me actually show the whole diagram. If you want to publish an offer into your social network, you can either publish it just for your direct friends, or you can publish it and make it visible for friends of your friends, right? And the thing is that actually we want the social network to be as big as possible, right? So the first level I think is quite self-explanatory. You import your contacts, and the first level, if you publish an offer just for your friends, you publish an offer just for your contacts, meaning for people who, or for users who logged in with their phone number that you have imported to. Meaning in this graph, that's just this part, right? The reason why this is not filled, and this means you imported a number that's not on Vexel, right? So this is a user of Vexel, and usually if you import your contacts, most people in there won't be using Vexel. There will be like maybe let's say you have 200 contacts. Maybe 5 people, if you are in the community, might use Vexel or more, but let's say it's 5 people, right? And the rest of them are not using Vexel. Well, can we, but you know, those people might know other people who use Vexel, who are interested in Bitcoin. And what we want to do in Vexel is to kind of allow you to discover them, allow you to discover someone who knows someone who you have common friend, and you can Vexel together, right? It's near you, it's local, and it would be a pity if we filtered those people out because they don't use Vexel, or because the connection is through someone who doesn't use Vexel, who maybe doesn't even know about Bitcoin too much. And so that's the first level. The second level, and that's the way how we make sure that the network is really big. Those are the users of Vexel who imported the same contacts as you. So it's I know that it's kind of counterintuitive at the first sight, but the first level is the people the contacts that I've imported, right? And the second level is not that the contacts that they imported, but the arrow goes the other way, meaning this person imported this number that I imported to. So he is he's like a friend of a friend. The reason why we are doing it like this, again, is because in this way we can use non-Vexel users, non-Vexel numbers to connect people. Right? So we get this, and again on this diagram is pretty small, but this is like a big part of the graph, right? And without phone numbers, we wouldn't be able to do it. If we used like, I don't know, private handles, like most people won't be able to. They don't have them, right? We won't be able to extend the social network graph like this, and it's important to have the social network graph, to have the network as big as possible, because that's what really connects people, right? So that's the reason why we decided to really push for phone numbers. And it's also good because we don't have to explain to people what like private handles are, right? We don't have any like pub key that of course there's encryption on the background, but you don't have, it's not like Nostr where you have to like save your private key, and then if you want to use it, you need to import it somewhere and to save it somewhere. Most people are not really used to doing that. We are, but most people aren't, and Vexel is really meant, we are trying to get a lot of users, even those that are just like curious about Bitcoin and want to buy it. If we get people who just learned about Bitcoin and they buy it through Vexel instead of through exchange, that's a big win, right? So yeah, we it's phone numbers, right? And I think that the thing is what we've done and what's important here is that we basically made it easier for people to connect to to use the to connect the app to real world, right? So the way this works, let me show you here. The way this works is we have more services than this, but we have like three main, let's say, systems in Vexel. There are contacts. That's the database that stores the network, the social network. Then there is like database that stores offer service. Sorry, that stores offers. Uh, that's the that's the offer store. In the future, we might use Nostr for this or some other technology, but I don't think that that's important now. And then we have chat service. Again, that's the database that that stores messages that are then erased once the clients kind of get them. And so those are kind of like the three three big systems in Vexel, and they are not connected. Why doesn't it? Okay, but they are not connected. They are kind of isolated from each other. Meaning we have the social network, and even if, let's say, because you shouldn't trust us. So let's say we are evil and we want to kind of, I don't know, get your data. All we get is, if we really try, uh, we have hashed phone numbers, your hashed phone numbers, or phone numbers of your contacts in hashes in our database. But we don't know what offers you see, what offers you interacted with. We don't know who you chatted with. So all there is regarding the phone numbers are the hashed phone numbers in our database, and we can't really connect anything else to those to the social graph, right? The uh, only place where those three like sources are connected is on the client. There is some cryptography going on on offer service and on chat service. In the database, basically all data are encrypted, meaning even if we, like, in the database, the offers are like in encrypted format, and only client holds the keys to decrypt it properly. And do you have, by the way, any questions to this concept? You mean how the offers are created? Yes. So the way this works is basically, there is, when you log in, there is public key. You create a key pair, right? And the key pair is assigned to your in the contact service. There is like, I have this phone number, and this is my public key, right? And in the when I am trying to create an offer, I get the public keys of all my contacts, right? And I encrypt the offer for every public key, and I send them to offer service, and I say, this is the offer, uh, the encrypted payload, and this is the public key that it's meant for. And then you just come to the offer service and say, hey, I have this public key, give me all the offers that you have for me. So yes, technically you can see how many offers you see as the user, that's all. but you cannot really say the what offers you created. That's not and not there, and from the database you can't really tell with what offers you interacted with. Yeah. So yes, technically, there is it's possible to see how many offers you see. That's all. That's all basically. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes. Again, that's why you mean that the hashes are yes, yes, yes. That's true. Um, Again, that's why there is this big separation between the services, because if you make a rainbow table, you can that's true. But we are looking into private set intersection, which is like the protocol kind of grew in the last 2 years. We looked into it like 2 years ago or 3 years ago when we were developing this. It was still kind of in the beginning, but we hope to kind of maybe we can use it to make it more private, even more private than now. But for now, yeah, we use hashes of phone numbers, and yeah, that's just to make it really inconvenient to like dehash them, but it's still possible, of course. But again, the takeaway here is uh, like we want to help our users to use the app in real world, right? And in real world, people don't have private handles; they use phone numbers in this case. Uh, and if we don't make it, if we don't help them to do that, they either won't use the app, which is like then we can make the best app ever, but if people don't use it, there is really no point. And we really want to help people kind of we want them to use Bitcoin the right way. And like yeah, this is I think really the way how to do it. But also uh, I feel like that's the question that we as a developers should ask. Like what's my app real world entry point, if that makes sense, and not to force users to choose between function and values basically. Don't let's say we use like the private handles. They would probably publish them on Twitter or somewhere, and that then it kind of doesn't make sense, right? It just gives them false sense of security or privacy, but they still need to share the handles somehow, and this is I think much more transparent. Yeah. Yes. Yes, because yeah, because and again on BISC, that's exactly what I'm talking about. On BISC, it's super like encrypted. It's like very good, but in the end, you put your bank account somewhere, right? And like, what's the point then, right? Yes, yes, but that's true. But there is still like what we are saying is, of course, you are doxing your entire in this way if you view it like that. But the you pay for it, or the kind of the, what you get for it is access to the people. Yeah, 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 exactly. And most people who are like deep into the ecosystem, they don't need to use Vexel, right? Most they know how to get Bitcoin. They either mine it or they have like already know a lot of people. But we really need users, and I'm not talking just about Vexel. I'm talking about the whole community. We really need users who are new in this space, and we need to onboard them. And if they are curious, and they imagine that someone who is very curious about Bitcoin and wants to buy Bitcoin without KYC, imagine that person using BISC, for example. That's like, but it's public, right? The Yes, yes, that's the difference. On because that's in Vexel, the big difference is that every offer you see in your marketplace, you know someone who knows the author. Either you know the author directly or you know someone exactly. No, no. So that's kind of you buy Bitcoin from people you know locally, right? And this works very well. And you don't have to trust. Of course, you still need to trust the person if you go out with them, and you kind of exchange. You meet in some coffee or coffee shop or something, but it helps you to do exactly this. So you don't have to put your bank account anywhere. You are not risking that the person sends you money from like weird bank account. That's kind of that will like make a bank come to you and ask you, hey, what like you just like you see. That's true. That's true. And yeah, yes, yes, that's true. And we need to look into that too. Um, mhm. Oh, I see. Yeah, 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 yeah. And again, we tried to use Facebook also to connect people, but I think there was some problem with Facebook, and they don't want to basically they want to share the contacts of people, right? So with third-party apps. So. Mhm. Uh-huh. Yeah, there needs to be a link because we need to be able to draw the graph. Yeah. So it's basically yeah. There needs to be a link between like this hash knows this hash. Sadly, again, we are looking into how to make this more like uh, private, but this is so far the best solution we were able to find. Okay. So kind of what I want you to walk away from this presentation is that like we really need more mainstream privacy apps in this way. I feel like that's very important for the whole ecosystem and for Bitcoin and for you know privacy and even for the like world that we want to live in, right? Um, yeah, it's important. Privacy is important, but it's not enough because if we can have the best apps ever, but we need people to use them. Otherwise, again, today we are relying on uh, on technology a lot, and we need to have like a good way, good apps that are not surveilling people, that are not spying on us, and yeah, we actually have the capacity to do it. Yeah, and don't be afraid to go beyond POC, proof of concepts, and don't forget about non geeks, about users who are not who doesn't who don't understand those concepts and who won't be able to like deal with a lot of privacy stuff and a lot of not very easy, a lot of complicated setups and complicated onboardings. We need to kind of think about users who are maybe just curious and want to try to use some private app, and we don't want to discourage them from using Bitcoin, from like using apps that are um, really written in the right way. Yeah. So thank you, and let's talk. Thank you.